So let's call the meeting to order. It's 7 p.m. October 1st. Whoa.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's going by so fast. So, do we have any public comments?
Hold on one second. Oh, and Stacy's here. All right. If anyone from the public has called in and would like to make a public comment, please use the raise hand function in Zoom. Madam Chair, there are no hands raised.
Okay. Okay, and we have no presentations. Okay. Did everybody get a chance to review the minutes from September 3rd? Wait.
I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Okay, was John Fibber there? It says that he was absent, but I thought he was there.
No.
No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. He was
Okay.
at the August meeting.
Okay. All right. I just
Well,
wanted
Yeah,
to
he
make
wasn't
sure.
here last month, I know that.
No.
Okay.
And then the only change to the minutes is, Bree had made a motion to adjourn, and she was not here, so she couldn't have done that. I'll have to check that, but that'll just be a change to the minutes.
Okay. All right. So, can we make a motion to accept the minutes from September 3rd? With that change, with that one change?
I can make the motion, Stacy.
Okay.
I'll second it. Marty.
All in favor? Say aye.
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 Bye.
Nobody's opposed, I guess. So, we can move on to the next item. Looks like you want to do the, calendar next, right, Garrett?
Yes, so, it's, all the meetings are set for the first Tuesday, except for, January 1st, so we'll be meeting the second Tuesday, which will be the 7th. Two things. One, we normally cancel the July meeting because it's the week of July 4th. We can keep it for now, and then decide the week before. It's not a big deal because cleanup already have been passed, so we don't usually have anything big in July anyway. And then if we want to do a second meeting in April for cleanup, cleanup is going to be the 26th, I believe, of April. And then we wanted to do, I don't have the schedule in front of me.
Now, we don't put that on the schedule, Garrett, usually, so everybody remembers.
It doesn't matter. It's sometimes better to put it on the schedule, so that way it's set aside. But we can just leave it, and then everyone can check their schedules when we get to January, February. I know, Farmington Public Schools is on vacation, the 13th to the wrong date. I'm sorry. Yeah, the 13th to the 19th of April. So that's the 2 weeks before. So the week before cleanup, everyone will be back. But we can talk about that in January, February. We don't have to set the date now. It's just something to keep in mind for then.
Okay, or we can just put it on, keep it on the agenda every time we meet down on the bottom under other, if you'd prefer to do that, but I'd like to see it somewhere.
Yeah, that's fine. And I think we decided in March or February of March last year to have a meeting right before cleanup, just about
Yes.
cleanup.
Yes.
So I'll put it on for I'll put it on the agenda for the first of the year. for January, to start putting that on the agenda so we can, people can start looking at their schedules.
So you're gonna put it on the agenda for January 7th? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, that's the meeting that I'm not gonna be at that meeting. I'm on vacation. And Marty said that he would run that meeting. Right, Marty?
Correct. That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Just for you, Amy.
Oh, well, don't say that like that, because I'm also on vacation March 4th. So I don't know if you want to change in either of those, or if Marty's available to run them, I'm fine with that, but
I would say leave them as the 7th and the 4th. I don't have our full town schedule in front of me.
okay.
But it's kind of like 3D chess trying to line up meeting dates.
Yeah, I know, but
You know, all our commissions, all the town council and everything like that. So I would say just leave them for now. If we need to adjust, something comes up, we can always either cancel or hold a special meeting at a different date.
okay. Marty,
I know I can't be there January 7th.
you can't be. Who was
I have a
that?
standing second.
Maybe we just won't meet in January. Well, I'll do, it's right around the holidays, so I'll just plan on sending out, before I send out the agenda, I'll send out a poll to see if we've got a quorum or not. If we won't have a quorum, we just won't meet. We'll just meet in February.
Okay. Marty, are you around March 4th to do that one in case we keep it?
As far as I know.
A few months away.
I know it's a
I don't know
little
if
far in I know it's a little far in the future, but it's gonna be a busy time of the year to try to remember to get coverage on that, so. So
So I'll just, yeah,
we'll revisit it.
yeah.
I have it on my notes to revisit that in the beginning of the year, those 2 dates. Or the end of the year, whichever. Okay, one other thing. November 4th is election day.
No, it's the fifth,
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, the
This year
5th is election
no,
day.
but it's next year.
Okay, why did I have that for?
It is the 4th.
The 5th is election day.
No, no.
Next year. Fourth.
My calendar says it's,
2025.
my calendar
No,
says it's
no.
Tuesday, November 4th.
Yeah, 2025. Okay, I missed that. Let me, yeah, 'cause that'll be a town council election too. All right, we don't have to vote this meeting. We can table it till the November meeting.
Okay.
That's fine. I completely forgot about election day.
Okay,
So let's table this till November. We'll vote in November. I will check, open dates for January, for April, and for November.
Great, because I won't be able to be here on November 4th, just FYI.
yeah, I
It's
don't think anybody will be.
Yeah, no, I completely forgot about that when I was looking at all the calendars, so thank you for that.
No problem.
So, yeah, we don't have to vote till next month, so let's table this till next month. And I will check on alternate dates for those meetings, and I'll have some, proposals for the
Okay.
November meeting.
Wait, it's next month on the real election day, though? Because we should change that.
No,
Next month
No.
is scheduled for Monday,
it's the,
November 4th.
on Monday.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And I'm just letting you know that I won't be here. So if you change it, great.
Hold on,
What?
let me double check the schedule while we're.
So for 2024, election date is Tuesday, November 5th.
Right.
Correct.
And
So-
when is our next meeting?
November 4th is the next meeting.
Hold on.
It's a Monday?
It's a Monday.
Okay. Most likely, I may not be there in that meeting, but that's for a personal reason, but just letting you know.
Okay. So our next meeting is a Monday.
Yep.
Everyone and I will try to remember that. Okay.
Well, you have it on the schedule, Garrett.
Yeah, I have to do the agenda and everything the week before, so I gotta remember. my
Oh,
dates.
okay.
All
Okay.
right. Sorry about that. Okay. Table that till the Monday, November 4th meeting. I'll have some alternate dates for January, April, and November.
And I'm just checking
Okay.
December 3rd. Is it Tuesday? That's fine. Yep. Okay. So that's gonna be tabled for the next meeting, so we don't have to vote on that. And hold on, I'm just making it. Okay. So we'll move on to public education topics for future newsletters.
So I just want to add, Bree did write a article for the fall newsletter on the Westwood composting program. So that will be in whenever that gets published. If it hasn't gotten published already, I don't think it has. I did make a point to say it was from the Green Efforts Committee this time, not from the Planning and Zoning Office.
Great. It was pretty long, so I was wondering, since it's about the schools, whether we could get a little extra room from the education committee, but
Yeah, I think usually it's not a big deal. The only time there's limited space is the spring newsletter because of the budget. But
okay.
that's fine, because that's normally we just do something small for cleanup day. So,
Okay.
next newsletter is the winter newsletter. I don't know if anyone wants to pose any ideas for that. Obviously, I don't have any dates for that yet, but it's usually December, January, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I had this idea that might be interesting to see what businesses around town are doing to go green, but that would take a lot of research. I just was trying to come up with ideas that we could write on.
Not necessarily. We can, I can talk to our economic development coordinator.
Right.
See if she can just send out an email to all the businesses and kind of like a, hey, what's something you know, green that you've done that you're proud of. Sometimes businesses publicize it themselves. Let me chat with Rose. We can see if we just send, you know, something quick and small and say, hey, if you're doing something green, we'd love to highlight it in the winter newsletter or something.
Well, I can call Rose. You don't have to do that,
Okay.
Garrett. Okay.
Just so you know, the next economic development meeting is October 9th.
Oh, okay.
So maybe if you talk to her before then, I can see if she brings it up at the meeting, and if she doesn't bring it up, I can say something, but I just thought that might be helpful for you to know that their next meeting is October 9th.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'll try and think of some more ideas.
Bree,
Yeah.
this is Priya. Along the lines, I think it may have been you in one of the previous meetings, not the last one, but one of the previous meetings. I think we touched upon the topic of restaurants, limiting the use of plastic takeout boxes. I thought we talked about it at some point. I don't know if that's something that we want to add in, information to businesses.
Right. Well, I did take a pass on plastic, and I talked about people bringing their own cartons to restaurants. But that could be maybe one of the things that restaurants are doing, switching from plastic to paper, or, if we, it could be one of the things that people could, say that's the change that they've made.
One business in town, Bree, that's not using plastic is Highland Park Market.
Yeah,
At least for their grocery, as you leave the grocery store.
right.
That would
Paper
be,
bags. Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Great.
That's a great idea to give them attention for doing that. I think.
Yeah, for doing something positive.
Plastic bags are you're not even allowed to use them, I thought.
Pardon?
You're not even allowed to have plastic bags at grocery stores. Right?
Is that an actual law in the state? I don't know. That's a good
Well,
question.
it was a
Started a
law.
couple years ago.
Yeah. But in fact, they counted on, for the budget, the state budget, they counted on people continuing to buy plastic bags. They were going to charge 10 cents a bag. And people they blew right through that. They didn't want to pay for those bags at all. So the amount of money the state thought they were going to raise was negligible compared to what they were counting on for the budget. So
Right, I thought it was something along the lines of you had to charge for the plastic bags,
yeah.
but
you
then all
did.
the businesses just stopped carrying them and they charge you for the paper bags instead.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious. Well, Highland Park doesn't charge for plastic bags, I don't believe, but
Paper, no. Mm-mm.
So quick Google says that it was the first stage was a 10-cent fee starting in 2019, but the ban on single-use plastic bags took full effect in 2021.
thanks.
And that's just for grocery stores, Stacy? Does it include like a CVS? Because they're still using plastic.
It says single-use plastic bags, so I don't know why CVS.
Usually a threshold. Well, we can look into that.
Yeah, I'll look into that.
I have a question. I have something to throw out there that's been bothering me for a while, and it's the school's recycle program. So they have these teachers putting things in recycle bins, and then all of it goes into the trash.
Oh,
So if you ask any teacher at any of these schools, that's what's happening. And so I guess I'm wondering what that's about. Why have them do it if the bottom line is it's all just going into the trash?
Well, I think there's also been a lot of publicity lately about how recyclable isn't really being recycled. And it might be interesting at some point to do an article about, how much of the plastic you throw in your recycling bin is actually being recycled. Problem is, you don't want people to get out of the habit of recycling, because theoretically new ways of recycling would come along. But in fact, it's not all being recycled.
And it matters for our tipping fees, right?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, the schools don't?
no, it doesn't. We have recycle containers at every school. My understanding would be that if trash gets mixed in with the recycles, then it's going in the trash. But it's single stream recycling. So our trash pickup, some schools are just using the same dumpster as the cardboard. Some have the blue tippables that we call when they're full. But there also used to be green committees or something in the school that used to do the recycle program and actually take the bottle fee and stuff like that, but that's not happening anymore. But what it is when you have recycle containers and it gets mixed in with garbage, we're not separating the garbage from the recycles.
So Sam, you're saying that those big dumpsters outside, They,
Mhm.
is there a separate space somewhere where the recyclables are going? Because I haven't seen that.
So there's multiple dumpsters at each building. There's recycle dumpsters and then there's refuse dumpsters.
Okay.
But also some schools have the smaller blue, like tippable
Bins.
recycles containers as well. Bins, yes.
Yeah, inside, okay.
Yeah,
So-
the problem is people do throw trash in with the recycled stuff, and
Hmm.
so there's got to be a way of encouraging people to separate things out. I don't know how to do that. It's it's confusing for a lot of people to figure out what exactly goes in the recycling bin. So maybe we do an article about just,
I think that if you're going to try to get schools to recycle, you have to be all in. You have to have committees. You have to be meeting with the custodians. You have to do it on so many levels. And I think for this committee, that if we're going to put a lot of energy into the schools, it should be for composting and energy reduction, in my opinion.
Well, I agree with you, Stacy.
Bree, could you, could we maybe do something on, I think it's called wish cycling, where you're hoping it'll get recycled. So keep, like pizza boxes, if you put that in the recycling, it ruins the whole batch because the grease ruins, so if you know, just because you think it's recyclable doesn't mean it necessarily is, and it might be more detrimental if you're not. Just bringing awareness to what actually is not supposed to go into the recycling to keep that trash
Right.
separate.
What did you call that? Wish
I
recycling?
think it's called wish cycling. I could be wrong. Like it, or you're wishing it would be recycled, which I think is, it might have come up with the black plastics too. Of that, it's plastic. I don't need it. I'll throw in the recycling.
Uh-huh.
But we know that those aren't recyclable right now.
Okay. Okay, sure. I'll look
Let me see
into that.
if I can confirm that term.
Well, I'm sure I can Google it, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Isn't there a list online of everything that is recyclable and is not in Farmington?
Yes, there is. But
Yeah, but sometimes it's just putting it in front of people's faces.
I talked to the woman who is at the town garage, and she said, you know what really bugs me is people put their recyclable products in a plastic bag. Plastic bags are not recyclable.
Yeah. I see that a lot.
Right, so
Yeah.
that's part of it too, is I put all my recyclings in a plastic bag and put them in the recycling bin, but the plastic bag actually clogs the machine.
Yeah.
The message could be as simple as, if you're putting your recyclables in plastic bags in your bin, then they're going to the landfill or the whatever we do with it now. Like it's
Yeah.
not getting, nobody's doing it for you. It's not getting recycled.
Right.
Or you could say use paper bags for all your recycling bags.
I mean, no one should have paper bags because they should be using reusable bags at the grocery store.
Yeah, but I have to confess, I sometimes get paper bags just so I have something to put my newspapers in. Or, you know, whatever. Or my garbage. So,
Sounds like this could be a lot of work.
well, I can do something. I'll work on it.
Thank you, Bree.
Sure.
I mean, the other idea could be just reduce what you're buying, right? There's so much.
Totally.
That's, you know, if we're thinking about reducing plastic or anything else, you go into the grocery store and everything's wrapped in plastic. The vegetables are wrapped in plastic when they don't need to be. You can't get away from it. And so I don't know, but buying from local farms, get a CSA, kind of the suggestions about how to decrease kind of the purchasing of overpackaged food and things. I don't know. That's worth
So well
mentioning.
said. So well said. I've always thought about that. You know, all the packaged foods and the plastics they come with, you know, none of them are necessarily even BPA free, first of all. And second, what do you do with all those plastics? And is there a role for engaging local producers and, reducing the farm to table time?
Mhm,
Very good thoughts.
mhm, mhm.
I know there is some push at the state for extended producer responsibility.
Yeah,
But they're starting with, obviously, they're starting with literally the big items. I know, I think in 2020, I think in this past legislative session, or it might have been 2023, it was extended to tires as well. So I know there's a working group with DEP, the Solid Waste Advisory Council or Committee, talking about the new requirements for tire manufacturers to be able to recycle their tires.
huh.
So
Right, well,
it's
do you want me to look into that too?
I mean, I'm not gonna say no. I don't know what newsletter articles could be about.
Well, at some point, it might be interesting just to do a kind of small roundup of what the state is considering for environmental laws.
Mm.
Um, you know, and or originators of chemicals or products or plastics, and sort of trying to, whatever they're doing. I mean, do they have any solar initiatives? Do they have any composting initiatives? What, just be interesting to know what they're paying attention to at the state level.
I agree. I think most people don't know how to find that information.
Yeah.
So if it's all in one place, with links or whatever, then, an informed public is going to be an action-oriented public, at least it should be, but.
Would it be? So we have a page on the, we have a page that people can go to for different things. Would it be worthwhile to put links to those kinds of things out there?
Yeah, I really hoped that we could put a link to that adorable movie that they made at Westwoods about recycling.
Yes.
But our newsletter is a paper newsletter, so putting a link in is hard. I mean, people can type it in, but most people probably wouldn't. And I asked about getting permission to use that, and I just never heard back. So it went to
We've done QR codes in the newsletters before, especially for cleanup day for the sign up. So it's scanned for more information, so people can just scan it with their phone and it can bring them to the town website.
Okay.
That's extremely easy to do. I do it all the
Okay.
time for town stuff.
Great. Okay. Well, I will include as many links as I can. I mean, I just think it's important for people to have this information. It's great if it can be accessible. That's all.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Very good ideas. So is that it? What did that conclude our topic for Westwoods, or are we still talking about Westwoods?
I don't have anything unless Sam has anything.
I don't, Garrett, sorry.
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say, we just finished the month of September, so, for our, November meeting, I can see if, I can get a copy of the, monthly report from Westwoods.
That has what they've done, what they've composted?
Yeah, it gives, the total for the month, and then it gives, sorry, my pencil stopped working. A couple, it says, the amount of greenhouse gases reduced compares to this, charging your cell phone this many times, this many vehicle miles traveled, stuff like that. It's more so for the students, so they know what impact they're making, but it's definitely good to know for us.
Yeah, I put all that in the, I thought that
Yeah.
was an excellent report and I put it all in the newsletter.
Oh, perfect. That's good. I like that. Excellent. Good, okay. Anything else to discuss for Westwoods? Is that it? Conclude that?
That's it.
Okay. All right, what about the littering signs and Adopt a Road?
So I met with Steve Natok from Farmington High School, and I pitched him this idea for a student, and I think he understood a lot better than last year when they were like, no, thank you. And he got excited about it, and he was going to reach out to some students. That was like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything, but the school year is just sort of getting started. So can we just leave it on the agenda for another month, see if I hear from anyone?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Okay. Energy efficiency recommendations for town buildings. What's
Stacy?
Yeah, so the picture that I sent the committee of the huge screens being left on at Noah Wallace is a frequent thing that I observe on my nightly walk. So just, I mean, maybe it's as simple as getting the principals to remind teachers to turn off those screens at night. I mean, these are still on at 9 o'clock at night. So that's not like something that's, I don't know if they just need their screensavers to be installed, or there seems like there can be a easy solution to that.
So I can comment on that. I did ask Matt Ross about that. So the screens turn off completely at 9 o'clock. It's set that late because of curriculum nights that go that late sometimes.
Okay.
But my understanding is that the screens are on a motion. So when custodians go in to clean, the screens come on, and then the lights in the room are on a faster timer, so they go off, and that's when you can see them within the room.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for looking into that. I appreciate it.
Sure. And we could still look to make it earlier than 9, and then teachers would have to, start them up if they were there later or something. I can still work with them on that, but they're not constantly on. That's due to the motion in the room from cleaning.
Got it. That's helpful. Thank you.
good?
I have a question about the new high school. I thought that there was going to be electric car charging stations there. Is that yet to be installed, or did that get scrapped from the plan?
No, that's still part of the 900 wing and 1928 building.
Oh, but it's not at the high school. I see. Okay.
Correct. It'll be at the central offices, so adjacent to the parking lot.
I thought they had put in the wiring for it, but not the charger.
We had no, so that was an old plan. They got moved. That was part of the original plan a couple years ago, and then between electrical needs. So here's the new high school. This is the 900 wing. That'll be the Board of Ed central offices. So this will all be parking for the school. So they'll be somewhere in this area. Is the current plan. So this is all still under active construction. So nothing's been installed yet, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay.
But
So
it's
do you have any-
part of the current plans. The only problem is the EV charger grants from Eversource have run out for this year. A new grant cycle starts next year in 2025. We haven't been able to apply it because the grants aren't open right now for that program.
So the project the project actually only had conduit to the location and the breaker at the panel. So when we install units, we'll have to work through Eversource to get those installed. And it's, I believe, enough there for infrastructure for four charging ports, like double-sided, so 8 total. And it is to the north side there of the 900 wing is where we planned on them. And the thought process with that was that it was central not only to the high school, but to Board of Ed and also for the future town hall as well.
And to people coming to the library, I mean, would it be something that you would advertise for? I mean, could members of the town go up there and, town citizens charge?
Yes. Yeah, so that's why it's centrally located within this section of the town campus. You could, if you're in a library, you could come here, walk down. It's originally we had looked at doing something in the library parking area. The library didn't have enough available amperage. And so we were looking at doing a whole new electrical service from the pole to the library parking lot, and it ended up being quite expensive. You added in all the length of conduit and everything. That's why it was moved up here, and the installation of the conduit was included in this project. And then that way, it's centrally located, parents, students, staff. If there's a football game, you can charge there while you're at a football game or a soccer game or something else. But this will be more close. It's part of the central office area. So it's fairly certain it's open to it would be open to the public because you have to drive by it anyway to get to the new town hall parking lot, which would be over here.
Well, it makes a lot more sense to do it where there's new construction, I know, because it's just expensive to up your electrical usage like that and install all those things. Just 2 things, I've had an electric car, so it takes maybe if there are superchargers, it takes half an hour to 45 minutes to charge your car. So if it needs a full charge, and so one, you're going to have people sort of wandering around wondering what to do with themselves during that time. Secondly, people plug in and go watch a football game, and somebody else comes along. There's got to be a way of telling people you've got half an hour here, maybe, or something like that. Tesla sends you.
Yeah, that's part of the software options for the chargers. So depending on what charging network it uses, I think the ones we were looking at a couple of years ago were ChargePoint, which was part of that system. So you get a allotted amount of time at the charger, and then you get notified that you have to move your vehicle or you're going to get charged more.
Right. Yeah, that's what Tesla does.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be the level 3 charger. It would be a level 2 charger, which is 240 volts. Usually, I think it's between 40 and 60 amps. The level 3 DC fast chargers are an enormous capital expenditure that the town would not be doing.
Right. Thank you for looking into that. Well, maybe that's something that goes in the business part of the, maybe just letting people know that the school is going to be putting these things in.
It'd probably be something after they're installed. That we have something concrete just in case.
Well, we could do something maybe on efforts schools are making to go green at a different time, maybe.
Right. At a different.
Well, speaking of that, is there going to be solar included in this new construction project, given that it wasn't used for the high school project?
No, not at this time.
that a question?
That was a question and he gave me an answer and that's disappointing. That's my
Yeah.
response to that.
Okay, well, we'll see how that progresses. We can revisit that at another time too. Was there any other issues that we wanted to talk about tonight?
No.
Or we-
Thank you for the info about Rose. I'll try and get on this tomorrow.
Okay,
I would wait till, Wednesday. Rose has, some meetings tomorrow that are taking up her whole day. I know for a fact.
Yeah, no, I'll start thinking about it tomorrow and putting together a series of questions for her.
Okay, that's.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
I don't think so. Our next meeting is November 4th.
The Monday?
Oh, that's a Monday, that's right. All right,
Yeah,
I'll make a note on that. Okay, anything else to talk about, or are we all set? Are we looking for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
A second.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, all in favor?
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay,
Yeah.
right, motion passes. We'll see you all November 4th.
Thank you.